Welcome to Showman Gaming, where we celebrate games that respect our time. Just kidding. Today we're roasting the 10 games that didn't just overstay their welcome, they moved in, ate all our snacks, and started charging us rent. I'm Luca, and if you've ever looked at your playtime counter and whispered, "Dear God, why?" this video is your therapy session. Now before we begin, let's get one thing straight. Length isn't inherently bad. Some of my favorite games could double as college semesters, but there's a difference between an epic journey and whatever the hell number 10 on our list was doing. Let's dive in. Valhalla. Ubisoft looked at Odyssey's too long complaints and said, "Hold my mead." What was supposed to be a streamlined Viking adventure turned into a part-time job with worse benefits. Forming alliances with 16 different regions? More like 16 different flavors of "please help me" random NPC number 427. And just when you think you're done, surprise. Here's an entire Norse mythology DLC that should have been optional, but somehow isn't. I haven't felt this trapped since that time I accidentally agreed to help my cousin move. Rebirth took Midgar's 30-hour tutorial and said, "What if we made the entire game like that?" This isn't an RPG. It's a mini-game collection with occasional plot interruptions. Beach volleyball? Check. Robot programming? Check. An entire chapter where you work at a coffee shop? Square Enix really said, "Let's make a Starbucks training simulator." And the open world? Beautiful, but packed with more checklist activities than my mom's grocery list. By hour 70, I was begging Sephiroth to just destroy the planet already. Most horror games understand that tension has a shelf life, not isolation. This game lasts longer than my last relationship. Just when you think you've escaped, psych. Here's another reactor to reboot while Space Satan plays hide and seek. Is the first 10 hours, masterclass in terror. By hour 20, I was leaving lockers open just to get it over with. Even the aliens started yawning. 5 cities, 5 protagonists, 1 existential crisis. Yakuza 5 isn't a game, it's a second job with worse health insurance. Kiryu's taxi missions alone could have been a standalone driving sim. And Haruka's idol career? Cute. But I didn't buy a crime drama to play Dance Dance Revolution Yakuza Edition. By chapter 3, I was rooting for the villains. S.T.A.L.K.E.R. 2 respects realism so much it makes you feel every single bullet's weight, literally. The carry limit is so brutal, picking up an extra can of tuna turns you into a snail. Fast travel? More like pay a guy, maybe, if he feels like it. And the story? Just when you think it's wrapping up, right? Surprise, here's 30 more hours of radioactive fetch quests. I aged more playing this than I did during actual lockdown. Kingmaker doesn't just overstay its welcome, it builds a throne and declares itself emperor. The kingdom management alone requires an Excel spreadsheet and a business degree. And the difficulty spikes? Nothing says fun like losing 10 hours of progress because you didn't properly optimize your turnip taxes in Act 2. This game makes Dark Souls look accessible. Royal took Persona 5's already massive runtime and said, "What if we made it longer and locked the new content behind NG+?" That's not DLC, that's psychological warfare. Cut to Luca holding a calendar with crossed out days. By the 3rd semester, my therapist started charging me group rates, and don't get me started on trying to max all confidants. I had less scheduling stress in college. Most indie RPGs respect your time. CrossCode? More like cross-examination of why I'm still playing. That final dungeon isn't a climax, it's an endurance test. And the puzzles. I signed up for an action RPG, not a PhD in Zelda-like spatial reasoning. By hour 40, I was drawing maps like it was 1995. The original PlayStation version of DQ7 makes glaciers look speedy. 12 hours to unlock the job system? That's not pacing, that's a cry for help. And those vignette stories, cute at first, but after the 20th, "Oh no, this island is sad." Plot, I started hoping the villains would win. Yeah, this game doesn't end. It evolves. 93 monsters, 800 plus hours. At this point, my Palico has retirement savings. Capcom didn't make a game, they made a lifestyle. I started this in college. Now, my hunter's kids are old enough to play. The end game isn't a challenge, it's an intervention. So, which of these time vampires sucked you in? Still trapped in Valhalla's 17th Alliance quest? Scream into the void below. Smash that like button if you've ever questioned your life choices at 3 a.m. and subscribe for more brutally honest takes. I'm Luca. May your load times be short and your patience long. See you next time.